Hey, do you ever get haunted by paperwork? Now, I know this might seem a little silly, as paper seems to be a small thing, a harmless little thing, a small, minor item. It's blank, it's light, it's like a feather. But as the paper grows, as the paperwork grows and the piles keep growing larger and larger, and as the expectations grow, and as you need to collect more money and pay more bills, and the expectations are just growing. You need to do more tasks, and people want you to do this and do that and do it as soon as possible. The paper, it turns into something of a monster. All this paperwork, which at one point you think you can handle, you think you can take on, you can handle it, and you can take it on. But as time goes on, it just because the paperwork starts to grow eyes. It starts to grow more menacing. It starts to laugh at you, mock you. You start to think about it in your free time, even in your dreams. You keep thinking of things you should have done and things you could have done, and where you failed, and where things were going wrong, and how they can go right. The paperwork, it just keeps growing and growing, and it keeps haunting you. It grows like 12, 15, 87 eyes, and it's just looking at you. Everybody's looking at you. Everybody's looking at you. Every single eye from that paper is just looking at you with some sort of death stare. It's just looking and pondering, and you don't know how it's going to react, but it's just there. It's just growing like some sort of rapid monster that's going to eat you alive, that's going to swallow you whole, that's going to drown you very fiercely. It's not going to be like a small puddle of wave. It's going to be like a giant tsunami wave that's going to go right after you when you least expect it, when your defenses are down. It's just terrifying. Think about it. It's just there waiting and waiting for the minute when you might just fall, when you might slip down, when you say, "Oh no, I can't handle it anymore. I just can't take it anymore." It's the paperwork. It's just haunting you and haunting you and haunting you. You ever get that feeling? You ever get that emotion when you feel like you can't handle it? When you feel like you can't take it anymore? When you're looking around, it's like, what am I doing here? What's the point? You just sit in your car sometimes, and you're like, I don't want to go. I don't want to see that paperwork. I don't want to do those tasks anymore. I'm just not happy. It's just this wave that's coming at you, and when you know the moment that where you're not able to handle it anymore. You don't know the time, the place when you're just gonna say, I can't do it anymore, and you're gonna try to go into a hole, and you're gonna try to hide in a hole. It just never come out because you just don't want to be found anymore. You just don't want to deal with it anymore. Are you ever haunted? Is it all part of your every waking moment? I mean, do you still think about it? Because sometimes, even when you try to distract yourself, even when you try to say, no more, I'm just going to walk away from it, it keeps coming back. It's recurring. It's like a boomerang. You just can't outrun it. It's just faster than the speed of light. All this paperwork, all this work, it just keeps dragging you down. You can't focus. You can't think. Well, you can think and you can't focus, and things get done, and they really get done well. But at some point in time, it's like, when will it end? When will it end? Are you haunted by your paperwork? Are you haunted? Do you have the anxiety? Are you haunted by your paperwork? Do you fear it? Do you just wish you were in some other place? Some better place? At a place where you can handle everything? What do you feel? Do you even feel anymore? Are you just frightened? What are you? What are you? And what are you doing? Is the paperwork behind you? Is it behind me?